on the road. So it means that the Dream does have a chance with a team that has not played that great so far this season when they've been visiting.
You're right. They have been very inconsistent this season thus far. They've beat some good teams. I've watched them play really well against Seattle early in the season, and they've looked really well there, but up and down, and they're building their chemistry as well, so hopefully Atlanta can catch them on an off night.
So the center jumping at center court, number 12, is Ann Waters. In her 6th year, she's a Belgian native against Jen Lacey, and the black-clad San Antonio Silver Stars get 4 seconds gone off the clock before we hear our first whistle. And we're going to get an inbound. I think they just set to get the clock set right. It is now right. 20 seconds on the 24-second shot with 4 seconds gone. And we're back into play. That's Waters, number 12, trying to get it low at Erin Busher, one of the forwards, and Busher draws a foul.
That's a rare opportunity for Erin. I'll tell you, she's not one of their leading scorers. She only averages about 3 points a game, but she's quality in every other role on the floor for San Antonio.
Yeah, Erin is 6'3", 181. Went to the Masters College in her 7th year. She's coming off a torn ACL as she goes to the line, and that personal foul, by the way, was on Tamara Young. Tamara out of James Madison University, as you well know if you follow the Dreams, the #1 draft choice, who's playing better and better every game. She's averaging now 7.5 points and 4 rebounds.
And got 10 in the last game. She's definitely coming alive and filling her comfort zone, I think.
Here is Tamara Young right now trying to work against Becky Hammond. Kristen Mann's number 11, the power forward on this lineup. Here's Jen Lacey. Shot clock down to 4. And driving. And the ball wedges between the backboard and the rim. And here's the head coach. He's a veteran. 4th season as head coach here, 40 and 66. But Dan Hughes has been in the league ever since '99 in Charlotte, and he coached also 3 years at Cleveland.
And he's a great guy. I had a coach up a couple opportunities to speak with Dan. Awesome, intense, put together a great team here.
So because the ball was stuck between the hoop and the backboard, we jump it at center court, and that jump ball goes from Waters to Becky Hammond. And we'll talk about this as the game goes. As Young, this is Sophia Young, turns around, number 33, to score the first bucket of the night. And Becky Hammond, as we say, is the young woman who did not make the U.S. Olympic team, but is going to play for the Russian national team, causing quite a bit of publicity. Teresa interviewed Becky before the game, and we're going to show you that interview as we have an offensive foul called on Betty Lennox. And we'll have that interview at halftime anyway with Becky Hammond. There's Mary Nell Metters. Mary Nell just, I know, needs a good night's sleep.
Who no doubt is just more than a good night's sleep, about 10 nights of good sleep.
The Dream with a victory here tonight would give her that. And there's a beautiful pass from Becky Hammond inside to Ann Waters for the lay-in as she sneaked in behind the Dream defense, and the Dream goes down 5-0 to start this game.
Atlanta Dream is moving the ball per se. You see Young knock down a jumper. They're moving the ball really well on offense. A couple early whistles kind of throwing them off. I think they're in start a great motion game so far.
That pass inside, boy, that was a bullet pass to Busher. Busher's going to keep working the paint, go up and under, and they'll call her for double dribble, and that'll be a turnover. As Tamara Young, one of the other things that Mary Nell Metters loves about Tamara Young is her individual defensive ability.
She's very athletic, long arms, really lean. She's capable of running all day, as young as she is. You got an athletic kid of that sort, you got to let her play, you got to let her grow, and you got to kind of fine-tune her skill as she goes along.
This is Tamara with the ball. A couple of early substitutions. Camille Little just on the floor, up front. And one as she goes to work right away inside. And also, Stacey Lovelace has come onto the floor for the Atlanta Dream.
It's good to see Camille come in and have an impact immediately, taking it straight to the post game as well as Atlanta needs to attack. We see that Coach Metters have made that change with Stacey Lovelace and Camille Little, and she's not happy with the defensive assignments early in the game, and that was a good move.
And with that free throw that was missed, here's the rebound from Stacey Lovelace, putting it back up once, twice, again, and it's a 4-point, make it a 5-point play when you work out to it, and the Dream takes the lead, 6-5.
That's great bench production coming in immediately from giving Atlanta a spark.
And getting inside to score relatively easily that time, once again, is Sophia Young. Sophia's from Baylor University. She's 6'1", and that stopped a 6-0 Dream run. 7-6, Silver Stars from San Antonio.
Somebody from this Atlanta team is going to have to step up and play Sophia Young a little more aggressive. There's no aggressiveness. She's not forced with a hand in her face when she shoots the ball. She's too relaxed. You cannot start a game off like this.
Ivory Lotta drives the baseline, draws the foul. That's on Vicky Johnson. Second team foul. And they're saying that Lotta was in the act of shooting. I'm not sure that what we saw there would have ever gone in, but nevertheless, she gets the 2 free throws and hits her first. And Ivory's a good free throw shooter. She's shooting 84% on the season. Ivory's averaging 10.6 points, 4.4 assists, a steal a game. She is struggling from three-point land, only shooting 29%. But otherwise, Ivory Lotta is growing into this point guard role.
She really is looking better and better every day, as you say. And she's got to let her shot come to her. Don't force that 3-point shot.
Here's Waters, gives it up to Young again, and Sophia Young, with nobody in her face, hits the short jumper.
A lot of experienced play we're watching with the San Antonio team. They're very poised. They're taking their time. They know each other very well, it's obvious.
9-7 San Antonio. Here's Betty Lennox coming off a season-high tying 29 points in the last game for the Dream. San Antonio now, by the way, I'm just noticing to go along with what you're saying, they're not going to count that as a shot because it got blocked, but the ball is stolen, putting back up by Busher, and out of bounds off San Antonio. It'll be Dream ball. What I was about to say is that San Antonio is 4 of 4 from the floor. So until that set right there, not much defense in the face of San Antonio.
Again, a great effort on Stacey Lovelace's part, getting back, making it, getting a hand on the shot of Ann Waters when she put it up and fighting for that loose ball and the rebound.
Here's Betty Lennox looking for her first hoop of the night. Nice pass on the drive to Camille Little. That was well done.
Just the intensity of that move, coming off the pick and roll hard and Little expecting the pass. That's really what made that play happen.
We're tied at 9, 6:18 to go in the first quarter. Therese Edwards, Bob Neal with you from Phillips Arena. Here's Ann Waters to Busher. Being defended by Lovelace. Does a good drive, rolls around the back though, it's stripped away by Betty Lennox.
And Waters kind of got away with the double dribble that time. Gee.
They called it on her once, but not twice. Here's Tamara Young missing. Silver Stars, Becky Hammond. One-touch pass, kick it back outside. Nice looking play of everything but the finish as Vicky Johnson missed the jump shot.
Good thing San Antonio missed that shot for Atlanta because that's what they like to do. They're going to grab that rebound and they're going to push the fast break at Atlanta all night.
They're trying to get it inside to Camille Little. Already has 2 baskets. Back out Tamara Young for 3. It doesn't fall. Rebound Waters.
Tamara missed that shot, Bob, but I tell you what, that was a great in-out look by Little.
Ann Waters, by the way, is 6'4", the center, wears number 12 with the ball right now. Pass inside, but 3-second violation called against San Antonio. That'll be a turnover with the game tied at 9.
Dream ball.
Sophia Young with 6 points for San Antonio. And Camille Little has 2 baskets to lead the Atlanta Dream scoring here in the first period. Lovelace driving inside. She's fouled on the floor by Ann Waters.
I'm liking the intensity that Little and Lovelace have brought to the game tonight. They've come off the bench and been effective immediately. They're attacking the post game. Atlanta has to have that inside power game.
We are tied at 9 with 4:58 to go in the first quarter. San Antonio started 4 of 4, and they've missed their last 4, and the Dream has tied this game.
I'm very impressed with it. I think Stacey Lovelace brings a lot of experience that hasn't been used just yet. You know, they're just getting going. Coach is still really trying to figure out what's best for the team. But Lovelace and Little, when Little plays consistently hard, she makes a huge difference out there. And Lovelace's experience, you've got to keep her on the floor as much as you can.
Only 9 seconds on the shot clock here after the inbound play following the timeout. Here's Little, shot clock down to 4. Does Betty Lennox know it? 3, 2. She did not know it, and the shot clock expires. Only started that possession with 11 seconds.
And you got to know the clock. You know, when the most experienced players are definitely always looking at the clock, but at the same time, Lotta as a point guard has to reiterate that to the whole team.
So we have Lotta and Tamara Young on the floor with Lennox, Stacy Lovelace, and Camille Little. They're resetting the clock again, having some problems with it. Now they reset the 24-second clock, and we have 4:44 to go in the first quarter. Defense. Number 25 is Becky Hammond in her 10th year, the point guard. And the steal from Camille Little just after the good pub from Teresa, but she missed the layup.
Great effort. Too bad she couldn't make that easy lay. At least try to draw a foul from Sophia, because you got to continue to attack Sophia any opportunity you get it. That was definitely one missed opportunity.
This is Vicki Johnson, 55. There's Sophia Young, and Little got a piece of that.
Great defense, great contest. She's in there. She's down when the ball is on the floor. She's closing the space out on the shot, and you couldn't ask for better defense on that possession.
That foul is on Busher, by the way, and that's her second personal, and probably more important for the Dream is I believe that put them over the limit. They should be shooting here. That was the 5th foul. That should be a shooting foul for the Dream. I think that's what the officials are talking about right now. And we're about to get Ruth Riley and Helen Darling into the game for San Antonio. So Tamara Young's going to the free throw line after that loose ball foul that was the 5th team foul on San Antonio. Dreams only committed 1 team foul this first period.
The fouls are really playing into the Dreams' hands right now, because you got to keep San Antonio, a team of this magnitude, on the heels. Even if the game is going slow at the moment for them, at any time they can turn it on. They're used to that. You got experienced players, and that's what happened. This Atlanta team, on the other hand, you don't have that much experience to turn it on and off as you would like to.
The Dream, one of the taller teams in the league, but so are the San Antonio Silver Stars. Ruth Riley, 00, who's going in right now, is 6'5", our 8th year from Notre Dame.
This is a great opportunity for Atlanta to take advantage of Ruth Riley's slowness. She doesn't have the speed that Stacy Lovelace and Little has. They've got to run the floor and take advantage of this.
Chance for the Dream to take the lead. They led briefly at 6'5". And Tamara Young misses the free throw. Tamara had been shooting free throws pretty well, 87%, pretty well. That's very well coming into that possession. Here's Ruth Riley.
You can believe Becky Hammond is about to get a couple screen set for her for some jump shots when you see Helen Darling come in the game.
Vicki Johnson. The drive, boy, that was a tough drive, but nice defense, interior defense on Sophia Young. Back comes the Dream, still looking for the lead.
Got to push the ball up, Betty. Atlanta got to look to push the ball up, especially on passes more so than dribbles.
There's the rebound inside, put back up by Tamara Young, but stripped away, and the foul's going to be on the Dream. It was stripped away by 00 Ruth Riley. Little with the foul.
Bob, is with easy baskets like that and opportunities, and with Young, I'm sure if she wished she could get that shot back and put it in the hole, but those are the type of opportunities that you're going to look back and wish upon later in the game.
At the same time, San Antonio's missed their last 6 shots and stolen. That was a nice play by Lovelace. Tamara Young on the drive, behind the back dish. Beautiful play by Tamara Young, the rookie, and she rewarded her big girl, Stacy Lovelace.
That's how you capitalize on these turnovers. You take advantage of it. You score. You make San Antonio feel it.
Well, Little had it again, but stepped out of bounds after the steal, so it'll go back to San Antonio. But meantime, Dan Hughes and the San Antonio Silver Stars are going to call a timeout on the floor.
I really like the way this Atlanta team looks right now. You've got great athleticism out there. You got people running the floor. Most importantly, you have these young ladies in the passing lanes, deflecting passes, and coming up with steals, which is giving them an opportunity on the offensive end of the floor.
So we have 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the first quarter here, and the Dream takes the lead by a score of 11-7. The Dream got 4 points from Little and 4 points from Lovelace, and so that bench move is really paying off for Marinelle Metters.
Without a doubt, and you got to continue it on. You can't stop with Lovelace and Little. Every time she goes to the bench, you got to have production. You got to hope that Lovelace and Little continue this, and Mann and Lacey is getting angry on the bench for not having that.
Family 4-pack, special family 4-pack ticket offer. Call now to reserve your seats, 404-604-2626. For the family 4-pack, it's a nice deal. Give us a call, 404-604-2626. San Antonio's missed their last 6 shots. Atlanta has missed 6 of their last 7 shots. So both teams missing some easy buckets, but also the defensive intensity has been picked up.
I think Atlanta's doing a great job controlling the boards with San Antonio, not allowing them to use rebounding to control the tempo of the game for them. But I expect that San Antonio will come firing the ball up around the perimeter now. I think Becky Hammond hasn't touched the ball yet. She hasn't put a shot up. That's unusual. She takes more shots than anybody for that team.
Let's talk a little bit about this while we have this timeout about Becky Hammond. In case you've missed the story, Becky Hammond was not selected for the U.S. Olympic basketball team. She plays in the offseason professionally for CSKA, a professional team in Moscow. The Russian Olympic Committee offered her a space on their team and a naturalized citizenship of Russia. And so she is going to go try out, but as you said before, probably going to make that team. The deal has pretty much been made.
There's no probably. She is definitely on their roster to be a part of that Olympic team, barring nothing happens to her.
And is going to play for Russia, and she's going to make $1 million or so in the process. Remember, she's a professional ball player. There's a lot of controversy. A lot of people say, because she's an American, how could she play for the Russians? On the other hand, it's an international sport, and one of the ways in the women's basketball world to make money, as you well know, not in the Olympics, but you played professionally all around the world.
I'll tell you what, the dollar figures continues to go up compared to the pennies I made. I don't know what I would do, but I tell you, that's a tough feat. I wouldn't want to be in Becky Hammond's shoes right now.
That was Hammond feeding to Vicki Johnson, and a beautiful defensive play made by Ivory Lotta.
This is what San Antonio wants to do. They want to push the ball. A great getting back opportunity, and having Lotta be there for that, to take away that opportunity. I'm sorry.
That ball was stripped away by Stacey Lovelace, who got the outlet pass for the lay-in on the other end, and the Dream has taken a 4-point lead, and Lovelace with 6 points off the bench. She only averages 5.6 a game, so she's ahead of that pace already, and this is a 6-0 Atlanta run.
And it's been all defense for this Atlanta team.
And the foul on the shot. So Becky Hammond is going to go to the line. Lovelace called for the personal.
Great deflection by Stacey Lovelace. Betty coming up with the ball and rewarding her on the receiving end. Easy lay. That intensity has to stay with this Atlanta team tonight if they're going to win this one. For sure, this could be the first one.
Look at that, 10-0. The Atlanta bench outscoring the San Antonio Silver Stars. And for Hammond, that's her first point of the night from the free throw line. And speaking of Becky Hammond, you might not even have heard of her before, even though she's been in the league for 10 years. A good player, 4-time All-Star, and last year was the second leading vote getter in the WNBA All-Star game.
I don't know how the vote goes, but we had a lot of quality players in this league. And Becky probably had a great season. I'm not saying she didn't, but there's a lot of star quality players that come out and play this game. And a lot of those same players will not be on our Olympic team.
Yeah, one of the things that happens, of course, with All-Star voting is they get out a real good vote from the local franchise. And on the fast break after the turnover, the lay-in by Helen Darling.
Let's go, Tree.
That was the first field goal for the San Antonio Spurs in their last 7 attempts. Tied at 13. Ivory Lotta from the corner. That loose ball rattling around. And we got a jump ball.
Betty did a great job coming off the penetration and finding Lotta in the corner. But Lotta has two things has to happen. She has to knock down that jumper, or Atlanta has to find someone that can sit in that corner and knock down that jumper, because those are beautiful shots to take.
There's a couple of big women jumping here. 6'4" Stacey Lovelace and 6'5" Ruth Riley will jump it. Kristen Haney comes into the game to give Ivory Lotta a rest with 1:20 to go in the period.
Let's hope Haney brings some intensity. One thing that I'm noticing about her, this kid doesn't bring the intensity from the bench. Let's hope that she's matured to this point to realize I got to be productive when I do get on the floor.
She started early in the season, and Ivory Lotta has won that point guard job. The tip goes down low to Camille Little, who missed the lay-in, and the rebound to Ruth Riley. And San Antonio, we are tied at 13.
Again, that's the reality of what cannot happen. You've got to make those little small layup chippers, easy open basket shots. You have to make those shots when you're Atlanta.
Waters pounds it inside, but 3 Atlanta Dream players around the ball, and the officials say that the ball went off of San Antonio. Dan Hughes is having a conniption fit over here on the sideline. Our officials, by the way, are Felicia Grinter, Sue Block, and Tony Dawkins. That looked like it was off San Antonio. I think that's a good call.
Great call. No problem with me.
Jen Lacey tried to go up and go under. Remain tied at 13. 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter as Hammond drives the baseline, dribbles it out of bounds on the baseline. She argues, but to no avail. Along with Therese Edwards, Bob Neal with you from Phillips Arena. The Atlanta Dream and the San Antonio Silver Stars are tied at 13. Dream looking for their first, and look out down here in front of the bench. You can see it there. We're about to get a technical here on Dan Hughes as he continues to jaw with Sue Block.
I think Atlanta's doing a great job about hustling San Antonio at this point. It's not the officials.
Haney gets it inside to Betty Lennox, who's right in the middle of a triple team. And we're going to get a jump ball on it, getting tied up. That was a nice defensive play by Helen Darling.
One of Betty's weaknesses of awareness in my mind is that she has to recognize where help is coming from, keep her head up, and find people before they get there. Before the defense get there, get rid of the ball. That's how you're most effective when you're a player like Betty that draws that type of attention.
Silver Stars and Vicki Johnson with the ball. To Becky Hammond on the drive, and one. Becky's first field goal of the night, and she'll go to the line for a three-point opportunity.
I really think that argument with the ref has woken Becky Hammond up, and that's her favorite move. If Atlanta didn't read the scouting report, Becky Hammond goes very strong to the right. She does not like to go left. That is the scouting report, so let's hope that someone out there defensively is going to exploit that.
Izzy Marquez, who had been down playing for the Brazilian national team, just came back for the last game for the Dream. She wears number 8, she's in, and committed that personal foul. Izzy Marquez had 28 and then 20 points for a Brazilian national team, and they're qualifying. Bullet pass inside to Camille Little. The Stars lead it 16-13, and that's the end of the first quarter. And the Stars close it out on a 7-0 run. 3-point deficit for the Dream, looking for win number 2. Your Atlanta Dream take on the Detroit Shock. Tickets are going fast, available at any Ticketmaster outlet or visit atlantadream.net. Atlanta Dream game on. Katie Smith, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. And on May 23rd, she only had 5 and 4 against the Dream. That was a terrific game. The Dream led most of the way against the Bill Lane Beer-led Detroit Shock.
And Katie is one of the named Olympians.
Driving the baseline again, Betty Lennox. That's a tough shot, but she was going to stay with it, and that's the first bucket of the night for Betty Lennox.
That's great to come out of the timeout and get a bucket like that. Betty, I love the intensity Betty's playing with. She's attacking.
Here's Becky Hammond, open for a moment for the shot, but missing. Rebound comes down to Izzy Marquez on the run.
Atlanta's really pushing the ball in transition, but they have no direction with it. They've got to learn to attack and read the numbers and see what they have. If not, just set up.
That's Izzy Marquez down to the baseline. Maybe she found the hot hand while she was down playing for the Brazilian national team.
Good to have you back, Easy. That's all you got to say on that one.
Camille Little nearly had the steal, but Ann Waters, the veteran, just kept with it and stayed with it to score, and she has 4 now. 18-17 Stars.
Right now, Atlanta offense is basically all perimeter ball movement. Need the attack in the paint.
Got into Jen Lacey. She had nowhere to go with it. And Kristen Haney with the shot that missed. Back come the Stars. Kevin Barnes, our statistician, has bet me that before the first quarter ended, I would have called them the San Antonio Spurs, but I've already won the bet.
So you're going to do it in the second quarter?
Hurry up, Kevin. No, I can say it. Oh, there it is. There's my dollar.
Oh, good.
Oh, wait a minute. We can't bet real money, can we? That's Monopoly money. but for the IRS purposes. Stars 20, Dream 17. 8:11 to go in the first half. We got a foul against the Spurs. I just did that for a joke. Let's talk a little bit about Izzy Marquez. That foul, by the way, on Helen Darling. She went down to Brazil, and as I say, in one game had 28, another had 20 points.
She's a star there. She's in her element. Everyone knows her game. They're very comfortable. When she comes here to Atlanta, she's got to start all over again and get to know everybody, so it's very different. But up there, you know, she's in her element. I tell you what, when I played international, it was the same case for me, getting to know all the players. But once I got home, it was like, oh, heaven, to be surrounded by familiar territory, people who knew you, same pace game, same. As a matter of fact, you ate the same food.
Exactly. I get it. This is Helen Darling handling the ball, number 30. Backup point guard. Atunrashe just came into the game. She was with Atlanta at the beginning of the season, was traded on draft day, number 24. Morenike Atunrashe from Texas A&M.
Atunrashe, I'm going to have to practice that one.
And the intended pass for Feenstra ends up in a scrum on the floor, and we got a called timeout while the ball was in the possession of San Antonio.
Oh, that's a feisty Helen Darling, and I know her very well. You're not going to steal that ball from her very easy, trust me.
Another one of the veterans, 8th year from Penn State, Helen Darling.
Lovelace coming in, giving him a big push, as well as Easy coming off the bench, finding her stroke on the baseline. Nice shot. To the tune of the bench tonight, Atlanta's definitely in this game. Little had to go out earlier, and I tell you what, her and Lovelace started this, and I'm liking what I see. But Little went in out, and I know why she just took her out of the game. It's mainly because she became complacent, stopped attacking the basket, and because of that, she missed a lot of easy bunnies. Katie
Feenstra's in, and as she slides in, she commits the foul on Helen Darling. That's first on Katie Feenstra.
Feenstra's got to hold her ground. Everyone is going to attack her. Just hold your ground, and I guarantee you that call will be reversed.
Katie at 6'8", 240 pounds, one of the 2 tallest players in the WNBA, averaging 6.5 points and 4 rebounds in only 14 minutes a game. 3-point Stars lead, 7:16 to go in the first half. Here's Helen Darling. She's going to just pull it up and shoot it and hit it, and that was a free.
She did exactly what I did. Notice 2 seconds on the shot clock. She just let it go. It worked.
Lotta really working hard to get the ball to Easy Castro Marquez on the drive at the baseline. That's her spot, and it won't rattle in.
Atlanta took a lot of time off the shot clock for that possession and ended up forcing a shot at the end. But I tell you, you got a different lineup when you have Haney and Lotta in. It's kind of small on the perimeter.
The big woman put the ball on the floor and lost it. Last thing you want to see if you're a San Antonio coach. And Lotta misses the lay-in. The outlet pass is going to come down to Sophia Young, who has her legs cut out from under her by Katie Haney. Let's see if she's all right.
Fouls on Kirsten Haney.
Kirsten Haney, I should say. I said Katie, of course. Kirsten Haney for the Dream, number 4, cut the legs out. Looks like she's all right.
I think it was really incidental. She didn't mean to hit her, but Haney, that's her reputation. She hates giving up layups. Coach loves efforts of that magnitude. When a kid is going to run the floor that hard just to stop a layup, you got to, I commend her for that. I tell you, I'm really happy that neither one of them was injured.
This is Sophia Young out of Baylor. Averages 17 points a game. She is the big scorer down low. .6:23 to go in the half now. 24-17. Stars have built their biggest lead. Atlanta having trouble finding a way to score here.
They really are taking a little too much time off the clock to get their offense set and get it going. I really think that slows the tempo of the game, the whole flow of the game for you there.
Waters on the baseline. Lovelace defending her. Cross-court pass. Good ball movement. Ruth Riley goes in and out of there. Ball's lost out of bounds. They say off Waters. Dream ball.
Ball rattled in and out for Ruth Raleigh, but you know, you'd rather see Ruth Raleigh take that shot than Becky Hammond.
Katie Feenstra is going to sit down, as is Haney, and Tamara Young and Camille Little back onto the floor. So more rebounding and toughness on defense coming in for the Dream, and we're just moments away from seeing Vicki Johnson back on the floor for San Antonio.
Atlanta needs to move the ball, be active, and move the ball with a purpose.
Marquez on the drive, rims it out. Ball comes down into the hands of Tamara Young.
Second chance opportunities are looking really good for Atlanta right now. Even though it could be luck or not, I don't know, Tamara, but I'm glad she found the ball. It was a nice putback.
She has 4 points on the game. 5:23 to go in the half. It's a 5-point Stars lead. From long range, that triple on the set shot from Ann Waters. She had 19 points and 10 rebounds Sunday and 2 blocked shots in that road victory, and that's a turnover call on Ivory Lotta, and that'll turn it over to the Stars.
It's been quite a few years since Ann Waters have actually played in the league. Last time playing was up in New York, I think, and she's done a lot of great things playing overseas. I've watched her play. I had an opportunity to play with her years ago myself, and she really is a vet of the game now. Done some great things. Won big EuroLeague championships and Russian League championship, French League championship. So she's a quality player. Definitely an all-star in my book.
Darling looking inside for Waters on the baseline, and the rebound to Tamara Young. Tamara gaining more and more confidence. She's one who wears number 23, the #1 draft choice. You can see it every game.
You really can. Actually, on that transition, I saw her thinking, not really understanding, should I attack or should I not? The effort is there.
And she gets the rebound and draws the foul.
This kid is she's beginning to do all the intangibles for this team. She doesn't mind doing all the hard extra work, running the floor, coming up with loose balls, rebounding, taking advantage of every opportunity. That extra effort she's putting in, thank God for youthfulness, I tell you that.
That fouls on Busher as Becky Hammond's set to come back in for San Antonio. Yeah, we're talking about Tamara Young. She had 7 points and 10 rebounds to go with 3 assists in the last game.
And I like the fact that she plays hard regardless if you're running a play for her. If you're not, she still make the same effort on her cut. She's making the screen. She's attacking the rebounds. She's just one of those pure athletic kids, and very exciting to watch play.
Stars by 7. Vicki Johnson handling for San Antonio. Vicki Johnson on the drive. Look at the ball movement to Ann Waters. Rebound. Easy. Marquez. Nice pass inside to Camille Little, stripped away.
Great defensive play by Helen Darling. She was in. I tell you, Camille has to attack, keep the ball up. She brought it down too low.
Becky got it back to Helen, who gave it back to Becky for the triple.
You cannot give Becky Hammond open looks. She locked, loaded, and released.
And the biggest lead of the night for the San Antonio Silver Stars, 30-20 with 3:53 to go in the second quarter. So Becky Hammond's come in and played well here. She has 8 points. 3 of 3 from the line, including that triple.
That's what she does best when you leave her wide open. You got to have a hand in her face.
3-point challenge.
3:53 to go in the half. San Antonio with their biggest lead, 30-20, starting to hit some triples.
They really are, and I knew they were going to come out and start looking to put it up from around the perimeter because Atlanta made it tough on the inside, and that's the one player you don't want to let her get going. Vicki Johnson is definitely capable of doing it. Helen, you want to give Helen a shot at it, but this season she's been putting it up just as well. I'll tell you, you don't want that part of San Antonio to get going at this point stage in the game.
See what's coming up at the half. An interview from our Sports Night crew with Matthew Stafford, the quarterback for the University of Georgia. And, of course, we're also going to have the interview that Teresa did with Becky Hammond about her decision to play for the Russian national team in the Olympics. So we've got a 5-time Olympian, 4-time gold medalist, Teresa Edwards.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
I can't wait to see that.
Back in for the Dream, number 22.
Lovelace picks up the personal foul for the Dream, and Lotta is going to sit down. Lennox comes in. So it's Izzy Castro and Betty Lennox at the guard spots with Tamara Young, Little, and Lovelace.
Atlanta needs to get settled on offense. They've got to settle back in, work for good opportunities, move the ball around, not settle for one-on-one movements.
Vicki Johnson gets the pass on the run. Rebound comes down to Betty Lennox. Betty Lennox has been very quiet in this game. Has only taken 2 shots, made only 1, has only 2 points on the night. She's averaging 20 points a game. Side to Stacey Lovelace, up and under, not up enough. And the rebound comes to Ruth Riley.
Stacey and Little began the game attacking the basket. Now they're just trying to play timidly around the post players, and it's making a difference on the short shots that they're missing.
The open jumper is missed by Sophia Young. The Dream now shooting 31% on the game, and that foul is going to be against Helen Darling. The Dream only one of their last 9 from the floor.
That's her second.
Oh, I think Helen thought she caught the elbow on that one.
18 on the shot clock for the Dream on this possession. 2:47 to go in the first half. Tamara Young on the drive and the hook.
Tamara's doing a great job, actually doing the best job at this moment, being the one to finish her shots, getting to the rim and finishing.
She leads all Dream scorers with 7. 8-point Stars lead. Trying to get the ball inside to Sophia Young. Stacey Lovelace has done a good job defending Sophia, but Vicki Johnson shoots it right over Tamara Young for the bucket, and we have a 10-point lead once again for the Stars. Betty Lennox getting inside, listen to turnaround jumper, only one and done, and back quickly with the ball is Vicki Johnson.
That's the one thing about the one and done. You got to go for your team. It'll take the life out of your team if you don't make those kind of shots, and no one else got a touch of the ball.
10 to shoot for San Antonio now. And we're going to get a moving pick call against Ruth Riley, and that'll be a team foul. That's her first personal, and the Dream will get the turnover. Down 10, minute 48 to go in the half. Dream's only been able to come up with 22 points on the season. Dream averaging 71.9 a game, but at this pace, they'll have trouble reaching that number in this game.
Well, this game is quite similar to most of the others. I mean, the roster shifted so often and so many different players. You got Betty out there playing the point position at this stage in the game, so it's just really hard to find the right chemistry, the right tempo for the team.
Here's Betty Lennox on the drive. Dribbled it right into the tall forest of San Antonio defenders. Loses it out of bounds, but it went out off San Antonio.
It definitely has been the game plan for Atlanta to attack the rim, to get high percentage shots. And we haven't seen any outside perimeter shots lately, and they're just not finishing.
Tamara Young keeps working at it. She had that shot blocked. And she commits the foul, does Tamara Young.
Somewhere along the way, somebody on this Atlanta team is going to have to play a middle game. You cannot keep running into the trees. You got to stop and pop, or you got to pass the ball and create a perimeter shot. And the only way to open up that paint is to hit a couple jumpers.
Yeah, you look inside there, you've got a couple of 6'4", 6'5" players. And obviously tough, and that whistle is against Helen Darling for San Antonio. That's her third personal, and she'll probably come out of the game. Sophia Young replaces Darling.
Team fourth.
With 53 seconds to go in the half. The Dream from the floor, only 10 of 34. 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. Inside to Stacey Lovelace. Count the basket and one.
Foul was called on Vicki Johnson. That's her
Vicki Johnson just picked up her second personal.
Lovelace got great inside position on Waters, who got out of position, took her time, and made sure she dropped that one. Big, well-needed basket for Atlanta.
Edwige Lawson-Wade coming onto the floor, number 9 for San Antonio. Third year, she's from France, 5'6", 130 pounds. Stacey with 8 points and 4 rebounds in the game. Look at Tamara Young get up for that ball. She lost it, but boy, did she sky. .33 seconds to go. in the half. 10 on the shot clock for the Stars. Vicki Johnson with 4-3. Working it inside to Sophia Young. Nice ball movement.
Again,
It looks like a team used to playing together.
They are very used to each other, and they're very experienced. And, you know, Sophia looks like she's had at least 6 years in the league, but she's a very confident player. And I really couldn't stop talking about Ann Waters if you haven't seen that kid play.
He's been terrific. And here is Betty Lennox as the clock winds down. She drives and dishes to Camille Little for the bucket with 1/10 of a second left. And the Stars lead is cut to 8 points at the half. Stars 34, the Atlanta Dream 26 at the half. The Stars 6-4, coming off 3 wins in a row. The Dream still looking for win number 1 on the season. So we've got a big halftime coming your way. An American citizen for the Russians.
Becky Hammond, the lady in the hot seat. Teresa Edwards, thank you for this interview. I've read the articles, and honestly, you know, when you first read it, you're like, wow. And, you know, I just want to give you an opportunity to explain, like, you know, that wildness I feel.
Right.
Explain that, because you've had to expect that when you made this decision to play with the Russians.
Right, definitely. You know, it was a hard decision for me, quite honestly, and one that I did a lot of prayer and soul searching and talked to a lot of people whose opinions I really value. And you know, I basically started tossing around the idea when you know, I figured that USA basketball wasn't really an option for me. So it kind of gave me that same response as my mom. She was like, "Huh? What are you doing?" And you know, but after I explained things and the way I look at it, and you know, I've just really settled in my heart about it. It was a tough decision, but I'm very happy with it, and I'm thankful for the opportunity, because I know not everybody gets to go and play in the Olympics.
You're right. It is a tough feat. Did you expect the reactions that you're getting?
Honestly, I did. I knew there was going to be some, obviously, some backlash, but honestly, I've gotten more support than you can imagine. I mean, all the players have been really great around the league, around the world. My family, friends, a lot of positive things have come from it, and I've learned a lot, actually, going over there and meeting the people. You know, I have a lot of good friends over there, too, and around the world, so I've learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot more and just soaking in the experience. And as you know, I'm sure, you know, it's probably hard to explain until you're there, all the emotions that I'm going to feel. So I'm anticipating it, and also, like I said, I'm just thankful for the opportunity.
And reading about the motivation, your dream to be an Olympian, and feeling like, you know, there's just no way I can represent my country doing it. You know, at this time and frame today, do you feel like, had you said, okay, the money, the opportunity economically, do you feel like, okay, I should have just put that out there, or do you feel as if, no, seriously, I wanted this dream?
Yeah, well, you know, it's not even about the money. For me, the money is like a nice topping on a cake, but I think everybody knows we play basketball because we love it. And I love basketball. I grew up in the heartland of America, cheering for my country. In fact, I've cheered for you probably many times, sitting at home.
I appreciate that.
Sitting at home on the couch. And really, I was actually, when I first went over to Russia, I really wasn't feeling it that much. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then after being over there and establishing relationships and trust, and really my heart changed about it. And it was really a matter of a heart condition, and their hearts really changed. So there's a lot of little miracles in there that people don't really know about in detail. And I'm going to write a book someday saying all this stuff. But just super blessed, and like I said, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that this was a miracle in itself. And I know that, and so, you know, I'm just happy, and give him all the glory, because he's really given me an experience much bigger than what I could even ever think or imagine.
Well, there's positive and there's negatives. I hope you're prepared, and I feel like you are. How about the Russians? I can't let you get away without asking you, how do you think the Russians feel about this?
You know what, when I first went over there, Maria Stepanova, who I'm sure you know, she had told me she's, I was against it. I told the media, I told our coaches I didn't want a naturalized player on our team. And after I was over there about 2 or 3 months, she was like, you know what, now that I know you, you can play on our team any day, and I'm happy that you'll play with us. And I think that's the bigger part of the Olympics that not a lot of people talk about, is that there was a bridge of trust built and a bridge of friendship built and camaraderie, and really that's what it's all about. And I really appreciated those words from her, coming from her, and they've been very good to me, the whole team and the girls and the coaching staff. So I'm excited, and like I said, I've gotten a lot of good friendships over there too.
Well, I wish you well.
Thank you.
Thank you for the interview.
No
I will
problem.
be cheering for the USA. Don't
I
take
would
it personal.
expect nothing differently.
Thanks, man. Good luck
Yeah,
tonight.
Thanks.
Teresa Edwards talking to Becky Hammons. That was a good interview.
Oh, thank you.
Did you have to bite your tongue some? Because you are the definitive All-American Olympic basketball
I
player.
have to represent so many different.
You are the poster
Figureheads
child
today.
for the Olympics basketball.
I had to, contain my emotions for sure, and be objective as I possibly could, and allow her to make the decision that's best for her.
Yeah, that's the bottom line when you get down to it.
Yes.
She's free to make the decision. She made it, and we'll just see what happens. And I think I reported earlier, as we're just getting underway now with the second half, that there's been a male American basketball player by the name of J.R. Holden, who's been playing in Russia for a long time and is going to play for the Russian men's Olympic team.
And JR, from what I know, has been there over 10 years or more playing professionally, and he's had a passport for many years now. For him, it's not a big deal. So, but, probably 10 years from now for women, it won't be a big deal. Who knows?
Well, I just know that you will always wear the red, white, and blue. That's just what I know, and that's where I'll leave it. Here is a pass outside for the triple, and it's nearly an air ball from Stacey Lovelace. As the score is 34-26, Stars lead it by 8. We were looking at the stats before we went to the Becky Hammond interview at the half, and except for the field goal percentage and the offensive rebounding and the lack of three-point attempts, the stats are pretty even.
Yes, they are. Atlanta just hasn't capitalized on the easy opportunity that they were given in the first half. They missed a lot of easy layups. Now you have a San Antonio team who's went inside halftime, regroup, probably got torn to shreds by the coach, and now they're about to play up to their potential. So Atlanta has to definitely match that intensity.
Stars back to a 10-point lead. That field goal was Aaron Busher. And the foul, as Ivory Lotta attempted to take the shot, that was Aaron Busher, who's 6'3", 180, knocking down little Ivory Lotta and this is a stretch, 5'6".
And she's saying I didn't touch her. Are you kidding me?
She's going to get 3 shots for this.
Well, it's a good acting job if you didn't touch her, but I don't think you can lean into a person and say I didn't touch her.
Particularly when it's little Ivory Lotta, who has a little bit of an actress in her.
Oh, a lot of it. Trust me.
She's got, you know what, one of the things I've enjoyed about my first year broadcasting WNBA game is, particularly with the team, and I don't know if I'm just lucky to be with you, for instance, and with some very wonderful young women on this. I really like the personality of the players on this Atlanta Dream team.
You can like the personality of the young women that play this game before they walk in the gym all you want. But when they put that uniform on and step between the lines, they've got to come to play. And it's time to look ugly until you get a win.
There you go.
But I'm glad you like me, Bob.
Said by the woman with credibility. And the inside shot goes down for Ann Waters. She got off to a good scoring start at the beginning of this game, and it's a 9-point Stars lead. Bounce pass inside and some heavy traffic. Ball is tipped out here and corralled by Betty Lennox. However, does she know that the shot clock is winding down to 7? Ball thrown away, won't matter now. Becky Hammond with it behind the back. And she loses it with the fascinating dribbling, loses the ball, but then a foul is committed by the Dream, Ivory Lotta.
And all that started with some very careless basketball on Atlanta part. Becky can't come up with it, but I tell you, Sophia Young running the floor very hard, recognizing that Atlanta wasn't, filled the gap, and Becky luckily looked up and saw her.
Sophia at the free throw line. We have just under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
It's very important how Atlanta comes out of the locker room. You cannot come out complacent. You got to come out to attack, give it all you have, you know, you're a team that's 0-10. You really don't have time to rest. You know, if I'm telling you to go until you drop, you know, and never ask to come out, and then see what happens. But until you pull the best out of yourself, you're going to struggle. So you got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting for it.
Ivory Lotta on the drive. Nice play by Ivory on the penetration. By the way, coming up shortly here, we're going to be joined tableside by a woman who knows a whole lot about U.S. Olympic basketball and who also is the head coach at Auburn University, Nell Fortner, a woman you know very well.
Oh, yeah. She coached me in the 2000 Olympic Games. My last game where you saw me sitting on the floor with my medal, I was, you know, I knew that was going to be the last time I put on that uniform. So
when you were sitting there,
I tried to take it in.
That was an emotional moment, I'm guessing.
It really was. It really was. The last time I wore the USA uniform.
7:24 to go in the third quarter. So Nell Fortner will join us at our next break. Talk about SEC women's basketball, and that is something to talk about. And, of course, the Olympics team. 5 on the shot clock. Camille Little with the ball fake. A nice move, but a shot. And Waters with the rebound. Waters has been cleaning the glass. She has 10 boards already.
Atlanta's looking very hesitant, second-guessing their looks at the basket now, and everybody's looking too hesitant to put the ball up on. That's why they've got to fight to get themselves back in rhythm.
That was good defensive play down low by Stacey Lovelace, but then the ball is rifled in. Waters missed an easy lay-in. Back come the Dream, trailing by 9. One and done for Ivory Lotta. Becky Hammond on the run.
Letting go a shot in transition that has to go just like that.
And that's a triple. That's a backbreaker.
If Lotta's going to take those shots, they've got to go just like Becky feels, just as confident as hers is going to go.
So Becky Hammond gets the triple. She now has 11, and she is tied for leading all scorers in the game with Sophia Young, who also has 11. And the Stars have a 12-point lead. Special family 4-pack ticket offer to upcoming home games. For only $40, fans can get 4 lower-level tickets located behind the baskets. Or for only $50, fans can get 4 baseline tickets located behind the basket. What a deal! Count reps standing by now to take your orders, so don't delay. Call 404-604-2626 right now. Call right now, 404-604-2626. Atlanta Dream, game on. I feel like I'm at a raising money, and we are in a way. But some great deal. We've been joined as we're back into action. Stacey Lovelace missing, Camille Little staying with it. In a moment, I'll introduce our guest who's joined us here at courtside. Back into Camille Little, nice ball movement. Tamara Young with the rebound. They'll start the shot clock all over again. Betty Lennox, and it just won't go through the hoop for the Dream.
Best ball movement they've had since we started this third quarter, though.
I think they're trying to press Nell Fortner, the head basketball coach for the Auburn women's team and former Olympic coach, has joined us here.
Coach, and this one right beside me, right here, one of the most fun times of my life, being able to have the opportunity to coach Teresa. Great point guard.
Fun time playing for you, Mel.
Well, it was nice, and winning that gold medal didn't hurt either.
No, not at all. It was actually the most exciting way to go out for me.
That's right.
The coach doesn't actually get a gold medal, or do you?
No, we don't. No coaches in the Olympics get gold medals, get any medals at all. That's just a part of the Olympics, and that's okay because we had a lot of gold medal moments, and that's all right.
Well, you know, I don't want to put my sidekick on as Becky Hammond drives and scores. We'll talk about Becky too. I don't want to put Teresa on the spot here, but you'd think somebody would say 4 gold medals could share one of them with her coach, wouldn't you think?
Well, I did. I tried. No, I let you put mine on in Sydney. Remember that?
That's right. I took a picture with her gold medal on, so I do have that memory.
Camille Little gets the 3, and the Dream are within 9 points. Again, Nell Fortner joining us tableside here at the Dream game at Phillips Arena. Head coach at women's basketball at Auburn University, in the toughest women's league in college basketball, in my view.
And a great sports analyst herself. What do you think about this Atlanta team?
Well, I tell you, T, I'm impressed with Tamara Young. I think she's a nice young player. I don't play on words there, but I think she's going to be a heck of a player in a couple of years after she gets some experience under her belt. But I bet Camille Little wishes she could have back every one of those Miss Bunnies. It seems like she's shooting a lot better from 15 to 18 feet out than right underneath the basket tonight.
And she brought a really big difference when she first came in the game, and they were high percentage shots.
Right. Yeah. She's right under the basket, and again, that's that inexperience. You know, you see those young rookies out here, and those will come though. Those will come.
47-34, 14 on the shot clock for the Dream. Stacey Lovelace working inside on Ann Waters. Once again, the Dream missing a point-blank shot.
Got to finish those shots. Makes a difference between winning and losing at this stage in the game.
Well, you know, the other thing about that, T, is it affects your confidence. Not just the shooter's confidence that missed the shot, but everybody on the team when you're right under the basket. And it grows on you. It tends to wear on you after a while.
Right, and you're working hard for easy opportunities, and once you get there, you don't deliver, and you're absolutely right. It takes the life out of the team.
Right, exactly.
And then you look at San Antonio, just, a little ball movement, and they find someone wide open in the paint.
Well, you got to look at San Antonio, too. You got Becky Hammond, Vicki Johnson. That veteran presence on your floor is just phenomenal. And then you have a young Sophia Young being able to feed off of that. That's a nice combination right there.
You're absolutely right. Ann Waters and Sophia is playing such great basketball right now. It's really hard for anybody in the league to contend with.
Well, you're right. They're on a pretty good, nice roll right now. And Dan Hughes does a great job. I mean, he's a veteran coach in this league and does a nice job with his team.
And the Dream getting the bucket on the drive on the baseline. Betty Lennox going to work, and she'll have the opportunity for 3 points as Ruth Riley is going to check in for Ann Waters for San Antonio. Talk a little bit, Nell, about being the coaching women's college basketball, what it would mean or does mean to the young women in the South to have a WNBA franchise in Atlanta. How does that relate to your job?
Well, I would bet that some of my players are here tonight, and I might not have seen them yet, but I would bet they've driven up from Auburn to come to this game, which they do a lot. But it's a tremendous motivator for college kids, not just college kids, junior high kids, high school kids wanting to play in the WNBA one day. And I talk to my players about it. There's several that have dreams of playing in this league, and it keeps them very hungry. It keeps them working hard. It keeps them focused on wanting to do the right things to become a player in this league.
All right, we have a 50-37, 13-point Stars lead. Becky Hammond's trying to get it inside, but it goes out of bounds. Okay, now I want to know, what was the toughest thing about coaching somebody like Teresa Edwards?
I'm going to be really honest with you. There was not one thing that was tough about coaching Teresa Edwards.
Must have been
Come
something.
on, Nell, be honest.
There really wasn't. She absolutely was a tremendous leader. Did everything I ever asked her. Maybe the hardest thing about coaching T was bringing her down, turning the volume down a little bit, because she always played all out. Hey, T, just kind of calm down, because she wanted to just go full throttle, and just a real delight to coach. But tremendous leader on the floor, tremendous competitor on the floor.
Thank you, Neil. I'm still taking you out to dinner.
I'll try to work my way into that group. I'd love to hear your stories. This is Becky Hammond with the ball. Becky, and I can't let you go without let you go back and enjoy the game in a minute. But what is your take on Becky Hammond's playing for probably playing for the Russian team?
Well, I think if she was trying to decide between playing for the USA and Russia, then I think we know what the answer would be on that. But she's not trying to decide. She's not in the pool of players for USA basketball. I know this about Becky Hammond. I coached her twice when I was the national team coach. She is a tremendous competitor, wants to play at the highest level and the biggest stage. And there's no question the Olympics are the biggest stage. And my thought is, I haven't talked to her, but she wants to play on the biggest stage. And if that's the only way she can play on it, that's what she's going to do. And we live in America where you're free to make your choices, and that's what she's that's what she chose to do. And we'll see what happens.
Well, Nell Fortner, the head basketball coach at Auburn University, joined us here, former U.S. Olympic basketball coach who would not tell me any negative thing about Teresa Edwards. I've been trying to get somebody to say something because she looks too good to be true to me.
Well,
but I can't do it.
There's just not anything, so forget it. You might as well move on and try to find something, do something else.
Since we do have a chance here with a free throw at the line, how about the Auburn Tigers basketball this year?
Well, we're looking forward to a great year next year. We've got a veteran team back, and my most experienced team. Got a great player in DeWanna Bonner, who will first team All-SEC coming back. Should have a great year. Really looking forward to the season.
Nell, thanks for being with us.
Hey, thanks a lot. I enjoyed it.
You think you're going to put some weight on DeWanna?
I don't think so. We've tried. She can eat Snickers all day long and not gain a pound. So she's
just thought I'd check. I've watched the kid play. She is incredible.
She really is.
Skinny as a feather.
You're right. You're right. But tough. Real tough.
Thank you, Nell.
Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of the game.
All right. Thank you.
Nell Fortner, head coach at Auburn and former U.S. Olympic basketball coach with Teresa Edwards That's your table side. We got all the celebrities from the world of women's basketball at the Dream
And
Games.
there's
This is
so
fun.
many of them we'll never get caught up.
And nice people. I keep saying that, I know, but I'm finding that to be true. Not that the NBA guys aren't nice. I don't want to say that. Don't want to put myself in that place.
Well, I wouldn't know. I met a few. A couple of mine are champions.
There's a picture that we had. I don't know if we can show it on the air before the game's over. But a picture of you and a couple of the Boston Celtics back at the Olympics.
In 2000, I put those two together before they made it to Boston.
Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen.
Both are great guys.
And Teresa. Boy, that's a combination. Inside, Stacey Lovelace steals the pass. It's 53-37, by the way. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter as the Dream, still struggling from the floor, shooting less than 30%, 29.4. Lovelace working hard on the baseline, but she hits the side of the backboard, run down by Lennox. Does she know that there's only 4 seconds to go? Betty pulls up to shoot. And the offside rebound comes down to Sophia Young.
It's really Atlanta's offense that's struggling. Shots aren't falling as easy as they were in the beginning of the game. So Lovelace is getting a lot of shot attempts, but she's not finishing this half like she did in the first.
Loss of Wade on the drive, loses the handle. Kristen Haney comes away. We got a break going. Here's a nice bullet pass inside to Stacey Lovelace, and one.
She never stopped working for a second. She kept her eyes on the ball, and I tell you, she keeps attacking the rim, and finally gets one to go for her. Haney did a great job finding her, pushing the ball up the floor, and Stacey just persistently attacked the basket.
Atlanta only 3 of their last 15 field goal attempts, but are hanging around close enough here to make a run. Foul, by the way, was on Riley. 3-point play is made by Stacey Lovelace. 53-40, 13-point Stars lead with 1:10 to go in the third quarter. Does the Dream have a run? As beautiful play again. Once again, Becky Hammond's on the drive, just dishes it easily to Ann Waters.
Very much right-handed player. Atlanta point guard, whomever's guarding her has to make her use the left hand on the dribble so that she can think. It's really easy out there for Becky Hammond right now.
Jen Lacey with the turnover. Ruth Riley down in the paint. She travels with the ball. And there's our picture.
I can't believe that was 8 years ago. Man.
Those children.
Yeah, great
Of course,
guys.
that's Kevin Garnett.
I was making sure they knew who
on
was
the left.
boss. Did you see how I got the hold on them?
They're lucky
champions,
guys.
man. I'm
Lucky
very
guys.
proud of them. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Celtics with a blowout win over the Lakers last night. Kevin Garnett, one of the things I'd said on Sports Night was he had to step up. He had not played that well the last couple. Stacey Lovelace with the basket for the Dream. And he stepped up big along with Paul Pierce, of course, who was MVP and well-deserved, I thought. And Ray Allen and the Celtics win their 17th World Championship.
Beautiful sight to see.
Down the baseline, pretty good defense down there, but that's going to be a foul called against Ann Strother, who just checked in for the Dream. That'll be her first personal foul.
It appears that San Antonio's playing possession basketball. They're just making sure they get good looks, they get a good opportunity to score, and they're making their easy baskets. Atlanta has to put them on their heel, make a good run here. And with 16 seconds left to go in this quarter, you can make a statement. Just score a basket.
And that's the 5th point for Busher. The WNBA is on CSS all summer long with more Atlanta Dream games. Catch more live hoops action on Sunday, June 29th, as the Dream take on the Shock from Detroit at 6 Eastern Time. Go to css-sports.com for a complete listing. And don't miss this exciting season of Dream basketball. The turnover, Jen Lacey at the buzzer. It won't go. And the Stars lead it by 15 going into the final 10 minutes of basketball from Phillips Arena. Leading scorers on the floor: Sophia Young and Waters with 14 apiece, Becky Hammond with 15, and Stacey Lovelace has 13 for the Dream. That's Marvin Williams from the Atlanta Hawks. Your Atlanta Hawks, who won all 3 home games against the world champion Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. But by the way, we'll want to know if you come down here and see all the celebrities, we've got them all over the place, including Teresa. Join us Tuesday, July 1st at 7. See your dream take on the Phoenix Mercury, plus see a live performance by the K9's in-flight Frisbee Dogs. In addition to Cappy Poindexter and Miranda Teresa, who may be a little more interesting to see. The game will be live on ESPN2. Tickets are going fast, available at any Ticketmaster outlets, or visit AtlantaDream.net. Atlanta Dream game on. You got to get the game on here, trailing by 15 for the final 10 minutes.
You're coming out with the right intensity. You're on the floor. You're going after loose ball. That was a great hustle by Jen Lacey.
She's going to get called for the personal foul. That'll be her first personal foul, by the way.
Hey, it was a hustle foul. I'll give her that one.
So you have 9:43 to go, and the Dream shooting 30% from the floor. San Antonio shooting 50%. A lot of that 50% shooting came from Ann Waters on inside shots, along with Sophia Young. This is Waters with the ball. Katie Feenstra on the floor at 6'8", trying to defend. And a foul away from the ball. It's going to be it's on Jennifer Lacey.
Now that wasn't a smart foul. You can't get run by reach-in fouls. You've just got to, play smart defense, heads up, stay in the game. Jen has fouled out the last game, and she's got to stay in the game to be effective on the floor for Atlanta. That's
just her second here. However, that's the second team foul on the Dream. Good ball fake and drive by Busher. And they're gonna call an offensive foul.
She got one to go her way that time. I can't slight Jen's effort, but you still got to play some smart heads-up basketball.
And that, by the way, is the 5th foul on Busher. And she'll go to the bench.
Who's one of their most productive players from the bench. She's one of those players that does all the dirty work for San Antonio.
Dream once again just being stifled defensively by San Antonio. Shot clock down to 7 seconds as Izzy Marquez throws the ball away, intercepted by Busher.
A very bad one-hand pass that she tried to make in the Feenstra. Wasn't ready for that one.
I said Busher, I should have said Waters. And Ivory Lotta comes up with a turnover all the way
to the trees.
And we're going to get a loose ball over the back foul, and it's going to be on
Loose ball foul
on Jennifer Lacey. I thought so. That we were indicating they were going to stay on this end, but no, it's on Lacey, and that's her third.
Lotta's attacking the basket. She's trying to draw a foul, but she's got to figure out when to stop and pop, when to stop and set it up, or when she has a direct lane to the basket without getting hit.
Atlanta guards both had 20-plus points in the last game. Right now, they are only 3 of 16.
Job tonight of that, because this is a team that can really put them up. Attacking the transition, I really think we have not done that. They have not put San Antonio on their heels, attacked them, and gotten more open looks. Offensive rebounding, let me tell you. Look at the numbers, 13-2. You've gotten them, but you have not capitalized on those easy putbacks and easy lays, and it's made a difference.
And you're shooting only 29.8% from the floor.
Yeah.
And the three-point line's been interesting, too. 7 shots have been taken. That's an offensive foul on Ann Waters for San Antonio, so the Dream will get the ball. We've played here a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. As you look at Dan Hughes, the head coach for San Antonio, a minute and a half. Neither team has scored.
And what we really haven't mentioned tonight, Bob, is Betty really hasn't had any offensive presence tonight to help the Dream. Normally she'd have 20-some points at this point stage in the game, easy.
This is by far her least offensive output. That's an offensive foul again on the San Antonio Silver Stars. Betty Lennox is 2 of 8 from the floor for only 5 points. Only been to the line once. Feenstra inside again, and she gets her second basket in a row.
Atlanta's putting on some pressure. They're actually beginning to score and drop the basket. But it's not to say that Betty will not turn it up. She's the type of player that can probably hit 10 points in 2 minutes. So, it's not to say that it won't happen.
Waters gets it inside, misses the layup in there. Feenstra definitely bothering the shot, and we're going to get a foul on Betty Lennox.
Betty Lennox. That's her third. Team 4.
Good, strong move by Katie Feenstra. Has Waters at her mercy. got to get the ball to her a little more frequently here. Atlanta has to play with a great sense of urgency here. Left with 7 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the game. You know, if you are going to turn it on, you have nothing to wait for. You better bring it right now.
And Waters, 15 points in this game. 12 rebounds. That ties her season high. She got 12 versus Seattle on June 13th. And here's the other story that'll develop in this fourth quarter. The Dream already with 4 team fouls. Lennox inside for the bucket. And it's an 11-point Stars lead. The Dream on a bit of a mini run here. Vicki Johnson, 55 with the ball. Little give and go, and the foul on the Dream. As Sophia Young took it inside, and Ruth Riley's going to come on the floor for San Antonio. That's Katie Feenstra's second personal foul.
And all Katie had to do was stand there, not jump, not really reach. You know, she's a big girl. There's no way Sophia's going to get that ball off too easy over her. So just, you know, keep your footage. Make her shoot, make that shot as tough as you can, and look for a rebound.
And with 7:31 to go in the fourth quarter, San Antonio is going to be in the bonus the rest of the way. As Sophia Young with that free throw, and Young now with 15, Waters with 16, and Becky Hammond with 15 to lead all scorers in the game.
And that leads into the early fouls that Jen Lacey picked up, and you know, all of those things, you know, begin to add up at the end of a game, especially when you're trying to make a run.
Trying to post up Betty Lennox against Helen Darling. Darling just pushed her off the block, though couldn't get the ball to her. Here's Tamara Young back into the game. Into the paint, loses it. Shot clock down to 7. Betty Lennox going into the paint. Drills it down on the baseline. A nice pass, and that's a tough shot. That's a tweener there for Jen Lacey.
But what was nice, Jen was expecting it and had her hands ready the entire time that she was watching Betty dribble that ball. And that was really what got that shot off really fast for her.
Be a foul on Betty Lennox as she's trying to body up on Helen Darling.
Which Helen is magic at that. She's going to draw the foul. Here we go. See, Betty really has no idea where she's going with it. I don't know how she found Lacey in the corner, but Lacey was ready the entire time. That was great court vision.
That's 4 fouls, by the way, on Betty Lennox. Dream fans, get your gear on. Check out the team store for assorted apparels, jersey, headwear, and accessories of your Atlanta Dream. Don't miss your chance to dress the part and cheer on your team. Visit atlantadream.net and click Store. Atlanta Dream, game on. Both free throws go down, and we have a 13-point Stars lead. 6:55 to go, along with Teresa Edwards. Bob Neal with you from Phillips Arena. Feenstra against the 6'5" Ruth Riley. This is Tamara Young back into Feenstra. Nice play. And we're going to get a foul call against San Antonio.
Foul is called on Sophia
It's on
Young.
Sophia Young, her second.
That's her second. San Antonio's first.
Never should have brought that down. Never should have brought it down. But you know, the passing angle really created that for Feenstra. She didn't have a choice to fight through that one. But I tell you what, you got to give her. Feenstra has to give great high targets to the passer, and she would never encounter such ball. You know, people deflecting balls out of her hand.
74% free throw shooter with that one. Feenstra has scored in only 5 minutes off the bench. She has 6 points. Once again, Stars by 11. So Katie Feenstra basically has scored all her points in this quarter for Atlanta.
Betty with 4 fouls out top have to really play smart defensive basketball.
Here's a turnover. Lida has it stolen by Becky Hammond, who got it back into Vicki Johnson. Bang, bang, just like that.
Yeah, one of those very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. You're thinking that you have an opportunity to break that lead into 9 and under 10, and it goes up.
6:05 to go in the game. Dream looking for their first win of the year. They're 0-10. In case you're wondering, as Katie Feenstra gets the rebound, tries to muscle back up and draws the foul. In case you're wondering who's lost the most game to start a season in the WNBA, it's not the Dream. It was the Detroit Shock, and it wasn't that long ago in 2003. The Shock opened the season 0-13.
Well, Atlanta's, you know what? It's not so bad when you think about it like that.
And Houston, just last year, Houston started 0-10. which is the same as the Dream here. But I got to tell you, as we mentioned, Mary Nell Metters, the head coach, and all the players too, aren't going to get any rest until they get the victory. And they're going to be hard to come by because the schedule is not a friend of the Dream.
No, it's not. It's got them picked up and get, they get an opportunity against Washington. They played a really close three-point game that they lost down there and up there. And you get another chance there at the very next game. And I think that'll be a really good one. I think Atlanta feel like they let one get away with that one.
Detroit comes in, we told you earlier, on Sunday the 22nd as the Silver Stars score again, and now it's a 14-point lead with 5:41 to go in the game. Stacey Lovelace working the baseline. So we'll take a look at the schedule here as we go along. Like I say, the Dream's got Washington followed by Detroit, and then they go back to Connecticut, and then back to Detroit. And we'll have that Detroit game on the 29th on CSS.
Hey, Ann Waters and Feenstra are going at it. This is a great look at Stacey Lovelace finding a way to finish the basket for Atlanta, which we need a little more of that coming from this. With look, 5 minutes to go in this game. Atlanta has to score every time down the floor. But I tell you what we did miss. A couple of elbows that Waters and Feenstra are throwing at each other.
I like that. Here is Feenstra kicking it back outside. Stacey Lovelace shoots the
big three.
They gave her a three. Somebody looked like she stepped on the line, but they give her the three on that, and it is a 9-point game. You just looked moments ago, by the way, on the national televised games for the WNBA.
Becky Hammond just threw that ball up there. She's mad, livid at the refs because she didn't get a foul call. This is definitely turned into a very aggressive match here.
10 on the shot clock for Betty Lennox. All the way goes to the left hand. Boy, that's pretty.
Oh, I like that. That's that skip to the loo. I haven't seen that in a minute.
9-point San Antonio lead. The Dream not quitting here. Got a foul away from the ball down there on the baseline. And it's going to be on Ivory Lotta. That'll be her second personal. And that'll send Becky Hammond to the free throw line. She's leading all scorers right now with 17, Becky Hammond.
Becky Hammond at the line. Thundersticks.
Ivory Lotta tonight has really struggled. 1 for 8 from the floor. She is 4 of 5 from the line, only has 2 assists. The San Antonio Silver Stars have shut down the high-powered, for the Dream, their high-powered guard tandem.
Coach Metters had to make some really major decisions tonight, and she didn't play like you actually saw Betty Lennox running the point tonight, and that's making a statement that she's not happy with any point guard play.
Tamara Young. Tamara trying to get open for her own shot. The pull-up, it goes and one. And I know Mary Nell Metters has said this, I would certainly like to see Tamara Young work one-on-one with the ball more. She can get her own shot.
If the offense calls for this, and she's so athletic and she's so used from college from finding her own shot, it's rare that you can find a kid that can come in here as a rookie and find your own shot. She's capable of doing that. If that's it, create those opportunities and make sure she has those opportunities.
Katie Feenstra kept that alive, and then the steal by Erin Busher.
You got to realize we're still talking about a team of players that are still learning each other, the strength and weaknesses of each other, and then eventually they've got to gel into a team of players.
Boy, was that a pick, but the long-range shot is missed. Feenstra with the rebound to Ivory Lotta. Could cut the lead to 7 or better. Stacey Lovelace. Air ball comes right in the hands of Tamara Young. Becky Hammond commits the foul, and Tamara. That was team foul number 4. They're not over the limit yet, so that'll just be a sideline inbound.
Becky just knew she wasn't going to get that. Just straight grabbed her. I don't think there's an argument there.
Betty Lennox runs right into traffic and turns it over. Tamara Young slowed down the break for a moment, but then leaking out on the side with the easy lay-in is Erin Busher.
Well, you know you're in trouble if Katie Feenstra is the first one back on defense.
Amen. 3:27 to go. It's an 11-point Stars lead. Dream had 2 opportunities to cut that lead to 7. Couldn't capitalize. Ivory Lotta goes in, and the foul is committed by Ruth Riley. It'll be 4 on Ruth.
Still attacking. You know, I go back to this, though. If you start the game with the same intensity, there's no way you're not in this game to win it. You know, you can't have those letdowns. You can't become complacent.
Celebrate your birthday with the Dream. Receive a ticket to a game, a T-shirt, a visit from the Atlanta Dream mascot, Star, and your name appears on the Jumbotron. Plus, get a Chick-fil-A combo meal for all children at the birthday party. Prices start at $16 a person. For more info, visit AtlantaDream.net. Atlanta Dream, game on. 9-point Stars lead, 3 minutes to go. Becky Hammond drives all the way, called for traveling. That's a turnover. The ball will go to the Dream, trailing by 9. Wait a minute, the officials now with a discussion. Becky Hammond's calling for a jump ball.
Oh, yeah, it's close to a walk. She came down with it.
She did.
You never left your hand, Becky. You never left your hand. I don't know what the official's going to say.
But we're going to get a jump ball. Our officials, Felicia Grentner, Sue Block, and Tony Dawkins with the decision. And this is a couple of tall trees jumping the ball. The two shortest players on the floor, Lotta and Hammond.
Both very confident. Let's see who has the strongest willpower. Woo! No contest. Lotta got up, but didn't get the jump ball.
8 on the shot clock. 5. Becky Hammond sees that, pulls up for the shot, and the long rebound comes back. That was the killer right there. Into the hands of Vicki Johnson as the clock winds down to 2:47. Now San Antonio can chew some clock on this possession. They go inside quickly to push her, and she's called for traveling. And Waters comes in for Ruth Riley. Timeout on the floor. We have a 9-point deficit for the Dream with 2:39 to go. Do they have enough time?
Save big with the triple play. By the Glen Hotel, preferred hotel partner of the WNBA Atlanta Dream. And by MARTA. We're building a better way.
Beautiful night in downtown Atlanta. Not so beautiful for the Dream, trailing by 9. And so you think you can dance?
She definitely has. She has me beat.
She goes to Therese Edwards School of Dance, does she? Don't you have a school of dance?
No. 2 left feet.
Cute young lady. Bring the kids and get down here. You can afford the tickets, see some good WNBA action. The Dream battling for their first win. They have 2:39. Do they have enough time?
There's always enough time. Keep up the intensity. Try trapping the ball every now and then. Keep coming up with loose ball. But most important, you got to score. You got to score. Can't do that. Nope. Cannot turn the ball over.
Just a very low pass to the 6'8" Katie Feenstra. Never really had a chance from Betty Lennox. Here's Vicki Johnson on the drive. Feenstra had it for a moment, stripped out of her hands. Back to San Antonio. And now we have a whole different story with time as we're nearing the 2-minute mark and the 9-point lead.
And see, San Antonio just playing possession basketball, looking for the best shot that they can in 24 seconds. You can't ask for better than that. So
that'll close the door.
Got to have some more intensity than that. Ball pressure. Becky's looking directly over the defensive head and making passes. That's not going to work.
Only one Dream player is in double figures here tonight, as the Dream has only been able to come up with 64 points. The ball is lobbed in, but in a poor position for Katie Feenstra from Ivory Lotta, and another turnover.
And on that possession, actually, Becky Hammond was the only one back there with Feenstra. There's no way you shouldn't deliver that pass and make it happen.
22 turnovers for the Dream in this game with 1:27 to go. Hammond driving on Lotta. We got an offensive foul on Becky Hammond, and our Comcastic player of the game for Atlanta, this is the only woman with the double figures scoring, is Stacey Lovelace with 18, 5 boards and 4 steals.
She really came in and gave a great effort tonight. I thought from jump start she's been giving all she could give tonight in this game.
Tamara Young with 1:15 to go in the game. Bad pass. She just lobbed it in looking for Stacey Lovelace, and Ann Waters, the veteran, stepped in for the steal. day of rest, and then at Washington for the Dream.
And definitely, that's a winnable game for Atlanta. You only lost by 3 the first time you played them. Now you should know how to take, go in and take it down. Learn from your mistakes. Keep building.
Becky Hammond, we talked the story all night long with that, leads all scorers in the game as the long three-pointer missed from Ivory Lotta. Becky Hammond has 21 points tonight, 5 of 5 from the line. 9 assists for Becky likewise, so she's nearing a double-double.
She really did have a great showing tonight. Just heads-up basketball, playing the 1 or the 2 from San Antonio.
4-time All-Star. She's fouled with 22 seconds by Betty Lennox. Here's a look at the schedule for the Dream coming up. That's 5 on Lennox. Mary Nell Metters suffering through what will be the 11th loss of the year against no victories. So at Washington, as you say, they're Washington only 3-7, but then Detroit, Connecticut, and Detroit, but back to back to back.
3 very tough games. But Atlanta's proven to rise to the occasion against tough opponents as well. So I don't expect that they'll perform bad. I just think they'll have a tough time fighting it out.
I'll tell you something. I've been very impressed with this San Antonio Silver Stars team. They'll go to 7-4 on the year. They snapped an 8-game road losing streak when they won on Sunday in Indiana, but they're going to go to 7-4 now. And this is a team that is deep with veteran players.
Yes, they are.
And
that means a lot. Yeah, it really is.
And by the way, Becky Hammond just got her season high with 23 points. The Atlanta bench has outscored San Antonio, but it's kind of tough to talk about Atlanta bench scoring. I'm not trying to take away from this, but because Mary Nell Metters is constantly searching for some combination, it's almost everybody with a chance to be off the bench.
At certain stages, and I don't know when that stage will be, and I definitely can't speak for Coach Metters, is that you've got to settle in on some players and let that cream kind of rise to the top and, just decide, listen, I'm just going to go with this and we're going to build on it and plug in from the bench where as needed. You just got to settle in on something.
Tamara Young working from 16 feet. And with 5 seconds to go, stolen by Stacy Lovelace, our Comcastic player of the game, who gives it to Ivory Lotta to miss the three-point attempt at the end of the game. And the final score, San Antonio Silver Stars 81, your Atlanta Dream 66. Got 18 points from Lovelace, 10 from Ivory Lotta on 2 of 11 from the floor, and the Dream only shoot 36%. Back to wrap it up in just a moment from Phillips.